You're listening to The Blueprint, Matt Morgan, right here on InYourHeadOnline.com.
All right, we're back. Welcome to In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I am the internet icon, handsome Jackie Jones, along with my right-hand man.
1-inch biceps, the power goat. Bah.
Let me get this right. You're like a radio dude and you call yourself handsome, right?
Exactly. Well, I didn't dub myself that one. I'm not too crazy over the handsome one, but yeah. Incher dubbed me the handsome one, so I've been using it.
He's got the face for radio.
Exactly.
Yeah, it sounds like it, right?
Yeah,
you got the voice for radio. The accent always gets over.
Yeah. You're probably wondering why we're doing the intros. Like, why am I on here?
I was hoping it was to promote my upcoming appearance at TNA this Sunday.
Exactly.
But I have no idea, really.
All right. Well, we also have the man from the UK is also here. He gets mad if we don't introduce him.
That's true. Voice of the beautiful people and the cult of personality Romeo Choice, the Lionheart, Barbie Richards, Potato Man.
All right. And now a proper introduction.
You can always tell how insecure somebody is by how strong they put themselves over.
For years, I just used Jack. There was no last name, just Jack.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it needed a little something needed pepped up there. Now, if you guys want to call in tonight, talk to Scott Hall, the number is, Inchman?
508-644-8503.
All right. And just like you talk...
508, where are you guys, bro? Where's 508 at?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yep. Cape Cod here, a lot of snow.
They love me there. They used to... you know what? Sometimes when I'm, like, tripping and I want to go back when I used to rule the world, and I watch these old Razor tapes and stuff, and I watch tapes when we used to do TVs and stuff in Massachusetts, like Lowell and Worcester and all that, Boston. And I'm watching these tapes, and it's funny how the fans would chant different. Like in Massachusetts, I'm not Razor, I'm Razor.
Right.
It's just like different, It feels good.
Mm-hmm. We don't pronounce the R's at the end, and we add R's in the middle of words. All right. So how does it feel like being back on TV?
I don't know, bro. Like, it's just, I've been sitting here, like, all I want to do is, like, bust my ass and make a lot of money and get a bunch of stuff,
All right.
So I did that. And then I was done, and then it's like, whoa, now what next? And Kevin Nash, who's like my big buddy and lives right up the road from me. I live outside of Orlando. Kev lives outside Daytona, like 31 miles from front door to front door. So Kev keeps calling me going, come to work. And so he convinced me to come to work. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know. It's just like, I tell you what, bro, when I look at the wrestling world today, I don't watch a lot of it because, like, I don't know any of the young guys anymore. If I see some of the older dudes that I came up with, I watch, and I don't see anything. And I remember being a young guy in a locker room and see these old guys hanging around going, and I remember going, like, what are you still doing, man? Don't you have enough money? Why don't you hit the road? The thing is, now, my attitude is, like, these young guys want to run me off and show me how good you are, then prove it. Get some ratings, sell some pay-per-views, sell some dolls, sell some T-shirts, show me what you got. Because I'm looking at the wrestling landscape right now and I ain't too impressed. So I'm thinking an old cat like me can put some dye in my hair and put some spray tan on, go down there and rock it one more time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
So what would you tell a guy, like, how do they get over if they're, someone's saying, I deserve a push and all this stuff? What would you tell those guys?
I would say when the camera's on, display your ability or your lack of ability. I mean, if you have any talent, insert it here. I like when I wrestle a young cat, I'm going, look, I'm going to do my stuff, then you do your stuff, then we're going to do what the boss tells us. Then we're going to do the finish the office gave us. So if you're good, if you're so good, prove it. I'm so sick of hearing these young guys talk about how they're being held down. They're being held down by the old guys. Me and Kevin Nash, the old clique. Me, Kev, Kid, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, we have so much heat for holding people down. holding all these young cats down, and we're getting all the money, and nobody's getting no money, and we're holding, we're getting all the TV. If you're so good, then prove it. I'm so sick of hearing these guys bitch and moan. Well, then get over. Go out there and get over. Guess what? One thing I love about the wrestling business is you can go out there, and it's a live audience. And you guys know this. You're entertainers. You go out there. If you're good, you know immediately. And one thing about our business is you go out in front of a live crowd. If you do something and it doesn't work, you know, because they boo. Especially around Massachusetts, Boston, all the markets, they will boo you out the building. Right. I have been booed in the Boston Garden. So you know what? And then if you're good, you're going to know immediately, too. So I'm so tired of hearing these guys bitch and moan. If you're so good, prove it. Mm-hmm. You know what? Them cameras, like it's going to be live Sunday. I'm going to go out to Universal Studios here in Orlando. It's going to be live pay-per-view. And that's what's so sweet about live TV is there is no editing. There is no guys sitting in the edit truck deciding what airs and doesn't air. So if you're good, then do it. Like if you're so great, like display your ability. And I'm just frustrated, man. I'm one of them old dudes who's like just hanging around taking more money. I haven't seen any. Now there's a few young cats out there like AJ Styles. They call him phenomenal. He is. Mm-hmm. And there's some young cats. I don't even know their names, man. I'm at TNA. And there's some young dudes there rocking it. I'm going like, wow, like Matt Morgan. He's a big cat, man, like 7 foot tall. Like there's some young talent there who's rocking it. But I see a bunch of dudes who I'm going, guess what, dude? I'm taking your money. You know?
But you had wrestled for years as, as Big Scott Hall in AWA, and you were always like a guy people thought, should be a big star because he's big and could wrestle. But, you weren't like a top guy till you really got like the charisma and the character.
You know what happened to me, man? You know what happened to me, bro? I was Scott Hall. I really struggled. I struggled so much because I was like Scott Hall in the grocery store, and I was Scott Hall in the ring. Mm-hmm. And I struggled with that because I wasn't. I used to sit in the car with a friend of mine, God rest his soul, Kurt Hennig. And we used to, and back then the Scarface movie hit. This is the 80s, bro. That's how old I am. And we would sit there and we would do Scarface back and forth to each other. So I could be a character. Like sometimes, I don't know if you know anything about wrestling, but sometimes we wear like a hood when you put a mask on. Mm-hmm. I would put a mask on and run around the locker room, and I felt free because I was like somebody else. Like I struggled because I was Scott Hall in the gym, Scott Hall at home, Scott Hall in the grocery store, and Scott Hall in the ring. But, people go like, hey, how you doing? What do you do? Well, people meet me and go, what do you play football? I go, no, I'm a wrestler. I go, well, what's your name? I go, Scott Hall. I go, no, what's your wrestling name? You got to have a wrestling name. You got to have a gimmick. You got to have a character. So that's why, having bounced around for like 5 or 6 years and really having no success in the U.S., which is the place to make it. Mm-hmm. I wrestled in Europe, Puerto Rico, Japan, but I had any success in the U.S., which is the big-time wrestling place. And I had to have a gimmick. I had to have something, and that's when I came with Razor. And I remember Vince didn't like Razor. He went, no, I don't like that gimmick. I went, well, please. And we did it, and it got over huge. Because I needed that, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, man, I'll be going through a lot of BS. We all have problems in our life, mm-hmm. and I've had my share, like we all have. And I ain't asking no sympathy, but I'm saying I've had my problems. But see, that fake guy, that guy who walks through the curtain and gets to go entertain people for 15, 20 minutes a night or whatever, that dude's life is great. That Razor, that Scott Hall, that NWO guy, that guy at TNA coming up now, that dude's life is great. But sometimes I come back to that curtain, my life falls apart. But I had to discover what it was like to be that fake guy. You were talking about that charisma and all that kind of stuff. I think it's always in people. Either you have it or you don't. Mm-hmm. But I was too shy to let it out.
Mm-hmm.